Coming up on today's show, we got a couple submitted recipes that you're just going to love. The recipe for salad has balsamic vinegar. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rhonda Fitterer.
And I'm Laverne Didi.
And when we got Aunt Linda submitting another excellent casserole recipe for us to try. And I always forget names so easily.
Julie Carey.
Julie Carey here of Dickinson submitting a tomato recipe.
Right, it's
salad
a tomato
with
salad.
balsamic vinegar.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
It's going to be excellent.
Okay.
Okay. And one thing about, Linda has come up with such easy casseroles. And it's just great to have those casseroles. They're great for leftovers and everything. Mm-hmm. But this is a ham and rice casserole.
Okay.
So what I did was I cooked 1.5 cups of hard rice.
Okay.
So of course when you cook the hard rice, you see that you definitely have a little bit more quantity than 1.5 cups of rice.
Okay.
So in the event that you were going to use maybe minute rice, didn't have the hard rice or didn't have the time, this would be good 3 cups of minute rice.
Okay. The difference between obviously hard rice, does it take longer to make?
Well, it's hard. It takes a while to boil, your rice to get it soft.
Okay.
And you can. It has a little bit more dense consistency. It's not quite as soft as minute rice.
Okay.
But either way, it's going to work fine.
Okay.
So anyway, we're going to start out. I've got a cup of cream in here and a half a cup, half and half.
Okay.
So we're going to put that in this big bowl because we want to get it all mixed together. And then it's 1 can of cream of mushroom soup.
Okay.
And it's nice to get your liquid ingredients mixed together. So when you add the ham and rice, everything is blended already. So that will work out, that works out great.
Okay.
And this again, that you are going to bake it for 40 to 45 minutes, until it's not. Things are cooked already, so it's just that you're wanting to get it nice and hot.
Okay.
Whatever. So we've got that, and then we have a 1/4 cup of chopped onion.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. And I'm going to just mix this up here. And like I said, we talked about the rice, and then it asks for, a couple of cups of chopped ham.
Okay.
And most of your hams are always going to be pre-cooked. And I had a piece of teardrop ham. So I just cube that up, and that's ready to go. So I mix that. And then we're going to also put in a package of shredded cheese.
Okay.
It says 2 cups, and that's what, one of those packages is. Get that mixed.
So we have a rich starting to this.
Yes. And now we're going to put the cooked rice in here. And when I cooked the rice, I did add just a little bit of salt in the water.
Okay.
Because I'm not adding any extra salt. We have the ham, which is going to be salty. We have the cheese
and the
soup. So you really don't need that extra salt in there. But it's just like when I cook potatoes or anything I'm boiling, I think I have to put that little bit of salt in there.
That's okay.
But it's in the water. It's not totally just adding the salt into the already cooked product, which would definitely make it salty.
Okay.
Okay, just get that mixed up there. And what's nice, look at, you could get this prepared in the morning before you go to work and have it to pop in the oven when you get home.
Yep.
And so we're going to put like I got about 3 cups of cooked or chopped ham here. So we'll just mix that in there.
Yeah, if you like ham and rice, this is going to be an excellent dish.
And so many times, we're using noodles, we're using potatoes, and that we haven't had a lot of dishes with rice. So this is just a little different, twist to some of the things that we have made in the past.
Well, and we've had. I just think of the casserole rice dish that you make with cheese and broccoli. It's an excellent side dish.
It is.
And I know that you make that one quite a bit because the family really enjoys it. This is a main dish with rice. So
you have that there. That's right. And being we have already got the rice cooked, we're not really adding more volume to this, as it bakes, because the rice is already cooked. And again, you're going to just put that in a nice casserole pan here, or dish, I should say. And I think, again, there, if you preferred, there'd be no reason you couldn't use a 9x13 cake pan.
Okay.
And,
just a deeper dish.
Right, yeah. And the next thing is we're going to melt 1/3 cup of butter. So I'm going to let you pop that in the microwave for about 45 seconds. And we'll get that. And we're going to mix a cup of crushed cornflakes in with that.
Okay.
So we're going to have another crunchy topping to this. Okay, will be just a couple more seconds and there it is. So,
there you go.
Okay, thank you. Now we're going to just, I'm going to add the cornflakes into this here and just mix this up here with the butter. Then this way it'll be evenly coated.
All these little tips that this novice cook doesn't know about.
No. I just don't remember you in the kitchen very often when you were growing up and we were cooking.
No, just there for eating and baking
Yep.
and sampling.
All right, okay, so.
But your granddaughter Addison likes to cook.
She does, doesn't she?
So I think you might have somebody that you can teach in the kitchen with her.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to cook her other than, what we can take out of the freezer and heat up, but I can cook.
Yeah, you can. You've made some excellent dishes for our family gatherings and birthday parties and that. So just spread that around. And that again, I just love having a crunchy topping for things. It makes it just a little extra. It does. Very good. So we're going to pop that in the oven. And again, I've got the oven on for 350 and we're going to go for about 45 minutes.
Okay. Do we need to cover it at all?
I'm not going to start with because you want that to bake and not to get crunchy.
Okay.
And you can certainly check that, about 30 minutes. And if you think it's getting too brown, add it. But I think we're going to be just fine like this.
Okay.
So we'll open the oven up and pop that in. All right. Okay, so.
You need to set the timer on that?
We can do that. You don't think I have a good enough memory to say this is 40 minutes?
You don't want to tempt fate.
Okay, there we go. And we'll just set these things aside. And the next is, it's a great tomato salad. Like I said, it's just really a very good one. We're going to chop up some tomatoes here and put them in a bowl. And we'll, it asks for like 4 to 5 Roma tomatoes.
Okay.
And these are pretty, large Roma tomatoes. So I'm just going to use 4 of them.
Okay.
And this is where you were talking about that balsamic.
Yes, we were visiting about that when we were thinking about making this, and there's so many different recipes that you can make with. There's red wine vinegar. There's this balsamic vinegar. We got regular vinegar, apple.
Yeah, apple vinegar, rice vinegar.
And it is, and our cameraman is an excellent cook, and he was telling us that there's a recipe that uses for appetizers that you just cook this over a heat, reduce it down, and it gets syrupy, and uses it over as an appetizer. And we're gonna get some of those recipes from him so we can prepare them on the show. But I know that that's not something that I've used just too often.
Right, because it is a little sweeter vinegar, and it's aged. It's aged in a oak, well they say oak casks, caskets or whatever. Am I saying that?
I don't know.
Not caskets, not
I don't think we should get gruesome right now.
Or, how do you say casks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
We're just giving a lesson in everybody about vinegar now.
Yeah. In vinegars, like I said, all the different kinds that are out there. There is differences in the vinegars, and it just definitely will give a different taste to your salad or whatever you're making.
I would definitely, if the recipe calls for a specific kind, use it.
Yes.
Because there's a reason.
And vinegar, doesn't spoil easily, so you can have that for a long time. And that, but it's just kind of fun. And you go to the grocery store and you look at the aisle and all these vinegars, and you think, really? Yeah. You would think vinegar is vinegar. But growing up, we didn't have those options. We didn't have all these different kinds and flavors or whatever. So it was just
use what you got.
Whatever. That's right. And so
or the most common, what you would use in everyday cooking.
Yeah. And these here, like I said, they're the Roma tomatoes. They're a little bit more meaty, and you don't have as much juice and the insides of a tomatoes. It's not going to get as watery, when you use these. So definitely, I would stick with your Roma tomatoes. But there's definitely some tomatoes out there that are, your homegrown ones that are definitely meatier. So just kind of think about, you want a meaty tomato. So we're going to start here adding some ingredients. We're going to start with a teaspoon of olive oil.
Or is it a tablespoon?
Oh, a tablespoon. That's correct. There's a little bit of difference, isn't there?
There is.
See, even though you're not the cook, you surely, set me straight when we need to, and that is good. All right.
Well, I was making banana bread with Addison not too long ago, and she was holding the spoons for me, and I put in, it was supposed to be a teaspoon of baking soda or baking powder. The recipe called for both ingredients, and I can't remember, but I think it was baking powder, and I called you on it because I put a tablespoon in. And it turned out fine.
It turned out, yeah.
Didn't change the taste of it.
It didn't, so well, that was good. So we're going to put 2 tablespoons of the balsamic vinegar in there. Okay, get that mixed up. And I have, it says 1/4 to a 1/2 teaspoon oregano. Okay. And I've just got a 1/4 here. It's a good flavoring, but if you don't like it a lot, you don't want to have it too overpowering stuff. So, and then 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. And we're going to put a 1/2 teaspoon of salt in there. And it says 1/4 to a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. So we'll have that there. Okay, and there's the onion, and I'm going to just drizzle. It's 2 to 3 green onions. Okay. So chop those, and you can use a little bit of when you start getting into the green part of the onion, use that, because that's great. That's what we call our chives. So we're just going to get a little whisk here, mix this up. And our other ingredient is either it's a 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese, shredded, or a 1/2 cup of mozzarella cheese. So whatever, your liking is. I think both are going to be excellent. So I do have, I'm actually going to be using mozzarella cheese, and that's just a 1/2 cup. And so I'm going to put that in here.
And this is just a change from a lettuce salad. It's something different and
It is.
refreshing.
Yeah. It covers your vegetable, but yet, like you said, a salad and, the cheese in there, that's always good. So we're just going to drizzle that over that.
Well, so many times when I think of salad, I always think of a lettuce leaf salad, which should not have that stereotype in my head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talk about, your lettuce, your fruit salads and stuff there, but we'll just mix that up and we're going to let that just kind of marinate, let the flavors get mixed together, and we'll set that in the fridge and we'll wait till that ham bake is done, and then we're going to be ready to serve that. Doesn't that just...
Looks great, and
Yeah.
it smells great. All those smells coming from the tomatoes and the dressing, wonderful.
And how often do you think of, some of the ingredients that you mix together, like, okay, the Parmesan or mozzarella cheese in with the tomatoes and whatever, but the flavors, when they blend, it's just excellent. We just got to experiment more with, our options out there. Mm-hmm. Just do something a little bit different, have a different little twist to things. So we're going to put that in the refrigerator, get that, just marinate it, and then when the ham bake is done, we'll feature them both.
Sounds great.
We'll take out the casserole dish. Oh, that looks good. That is. You could feed your family easily with that.
Absolutely.
So that's the ham and the rice ham bake.
Okay.
And that there, what did we say? Aunt Linda?
Aunt Linda.
Linda
submitted
Bakken.
that- Yes.
Yeah, she lives in Fargo.
But we talk to her often enough that she gives us recipes.
Yes.
And Julie Carey, right north of Dickinson here, submitted this Roma recipe. Oh,
That tomato, yep.
yes, Roma tomato recipe, and it smells awesome.
Stir that up. Yep, we got that. And like I said, feels like we're almost in Italy. We're using olive oil and balsamic vinegar and stuff. This. To me, it sounds Italian. I don't know if it is or not, but
It could be.
little twist on our German heritage.
Well, this is definitely German.
That I would say
This is
so.
a little touch of Italy here.
Okay, we're gonna just that out there, and that's gonna be so nice and creamy. The thing is, I know we use cream and a cup of cream and a cup of half and half. And I suppose if you wanted to cut down on the calories, you could use all half and half instead of that cup of cream. But it's nothing that's going to give it that creaminess and that richness like that cup of cream.
Right,
So,
right.
And then we're going to feature our tomato salad on that. Oh, that looks good.
Oh, and it smells wonderful too.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
and thank you, ladies, for submitting these recipes for us to cook to you. Again, Aunt Linda Bakken and Julie Carey from north of Dickinson here. Thank you so much. Please submit your recipes for us to cook for you on the show at our website, www.ctctel.com. Thank you always to the workshop as being our sponsor. Have a great day.